All right, let's talk about the grape. You see them everywhere, right? In your fruit bowl, your kid's lunchbox, definitely in your wine glass. But what if I told you that this little fruit is hiding some absolutely massive secrets? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do in this explainer. We're going to pull back the curtain. So let me just ask you this straight up. What if one of the oldest fruits known to us holds the secret to a longer life? I know it sounds like something out of a movie, right? But believe it or not, the answer is backed by thousands of years of history and some, well, seriously impressive science. So where do we even begin to unpack all these secrets? Well, our first stop has got to be history. We're going to have to go back in time, and I mean way back, to find out where this whole story started. Just look at this timeline. The scale here is just, wow. We're not talking about some new superfood trend. Grapes have been with us for at least 8,000 years. Think about that. Starting way back in ancient Georgia, they were a huge deal for empires like Egypt, Greece, and Rome. We're talking economy, medicine, the whole 9 yards. They even made it through the Middle Ages, thanks to some dedicated monks. And now, today, their journey is literally taking them to the final frontier, space. Okay, so what is it about this ancient fruit that makes it so special? The answer isn't just buried in history books. It's actually in its biology. Our next secret, well, it's hidden inside, at a level you can't even see. Every single grape is basically a tiny little powerhouse of natural chemistry. Okay, you might want to sit down for this one. A single tiny grape contains over 1,600 different chemical compounds. No, that is not a typo. 1600. We're talking everything from sugars and acids to antioxidants and all those things that create amazing smells. It's literally a complex natural chemistry lab in a bite-sized package. And hey, to put that number into perspective, that level of chemical diversity puts grapes right up there with heavy hitters like coffee and chocolate. And that incredible complexity, that's the secret sauce. It's the blueprint that gives wine that insane range of flavors you hear about, from fruity and spicy to things like tobacco and leather. It's all because of the chemistry packed inside that one tiny fruit. All right, so the chemistry is super complex. I get it. But what does that actually mean for you and me? Well, that's where we uncover our next big secret. This is where we see how that tiny internal lab can have a truly incredible impact on our health, and maybe even how long we live. So let's meet the star of the show. Its name is resveratrol, and I'm willing to bet you've probably heard that name before. It's a super powerful antioxidant, and you find it mostly in the skins of grapes. It's pretty much the compound that gets all the credit for the health benefits of red wine. But how does it actually work? Well, it's a surprisingly simple process, but it's incredibly powerful. Think of it like this. When you get some resveratrol, it goes into your body and flips a switch. That switch turns on a gene called SIRT1. Now, scientists have nicknamed this the longevity gene for a good reason. Its main job is to help repair your DNA and basically slow down cellular aging. It's not magic, it's just amazing biochemistry at work. And guess what? The benefits don't just stop at anti-aging. Grapes are also a total powerhouse for your brain. I'm talking about a real study from the University of California that showed eating grapes actually improved memory, mood, and blood flow to the brain in older adults. Why? Because these things called polyphenols get in there and boost your neural activity. To put it simply, grapes can literally help you think better. Okay, let's zoom out for a second. We've been focused on our bodies, on our health, but the grape's influence is, well, it's staggering on a global scale. This isn't just a fruit, people. It was a force of nature that helped shape entire civilizations. No, seriously, think about it. The need for grapes and wine, that helped create ancient trade routes. The mighty Roman army, they were basically powered by wine rations, not just to drink, but to make their water safe. Even Hippocrates, the father of medicine, was prescribing it for all sorts of things. And that famous royal color, Tyrian purple, its inspiration came from the deep color of grapes. It was everywhere. And this really gets to the heart of it. This quote just captures how deeply important grapes were, culturally. Back in the Middle Ages, you had monks who weren't just making wine as a job. For them, it was a gift from God, something sacred that they believed could preserve not just the body, but the soul too. All right, so we've covered ancient history, we've looked inside the human body, so where do we go next? To the future, because believe me, the grape's journey is far from over. In fact, it's heading out of this world. Grapes? In space? Yeah, You heard me right. It sounds a little nuts, I know, but the science behind it is absolutely fascinating. Get this. NASA is actively studying compounds from grapes, like our friend resveratrol. And the big question is why? Well, they think these antioxidants could be the key to protecting astronauts' muscles and bones from the crazy effects of zero gravity. Just imagine that. The same fruit that powered the Rowan Army might one day help us get to Mars. And you know, if you thought resveratrol was powerful, hold on. We usually just toss the seeds, right? Turns out, that's where the real magic is. The stuff in grape seeds, these OPCs, they are a staggering 20 times more powerful than vitamin C. 20 times. That is just an insane level of protection for yourselves. And the list just keeps going. Those same seeds, great for your skin's elasticity. The grape itself is mostly water, but it actually hydrates you better than plain water because of its electrolytes. That's why ancient warriors use them as little natural energy bites. It's a fruit that's just woven into every part of our story, our biology, our culture, you name it. Okay, I've got one last pretty amazing secret for you. The grape has a trick up its sleeve that no other fruit does. It can completely transform itself into a whole new product. The reason? With nothing but a little help from the sun. No cooking, no factories, no people needed. It's just a perfect, simple act of nature. So when you think about it, from your fruit bowl to your face cream, from ancient rituals to the future of space travel, the grape has been right there with us on this incredible journey through human history. So that leaves us with just one last question. The next time you pop a grape in your mouth, just pause for a second. Are you tasting just a fruit? Or are you tasting thousands of years of history, a little bit of cutting-edge science, and a whole lot of mystery?